For many of our viewers this morning, we're actually just reminiscing in the studio this morning. It's actually a mixture of yesteryears and today. Adebimpe was asking one of our Gen Z guests a little earlier on whether he knew any of those musicians you saw there. Of course, we first saw Sikira Inde Barrister, and we later saw Fela Aníkúlápó Pokoti. And he goes, well, okay. And I knew that, okay. And this conversation today is about necessary. Music, like they say, is a universal language. It cuts across borders. It cuts across language, cuts across what you understand, as long as there is sound, there is percussion, and the instruments, music will definitely penetrate, and you will either dance along, swing along, or find something to say. Even if you were singing it incorrectly, you will find your own lyrics in the songs and still just maneuver around it. Honestly, there are a couple of songs that I've heard in the past, and when I stumble on some lyrics, I'm like, Kini Mutin Kola today. So today on the program, we'll be having a beautiful conversation, and really it's about music then and now, the beauty and the dark side. Again, like I said, music represents, it has different meanings to different people, but we all do know that music is a way of life. And we will be bridging the gap, hopefully, in the studio this morning. I think we have 3 generations. Are we up to 4 generations in the studio this morning? I didn't think you're still looking at me. It looks like we have 3.
We have about 3.
We have about 3. Okay.
2.
All right. Hopefully, we have 4.
We have 4.
4. Okay. I thought
we have
4. Okay. So it looks like we have 4 generations.
We have 4
in the studio this morning. All right. On my side this morning is a man of many parts, and while some music were playing in the studio this morning, honestly, he was singing along, and I'm like, okay, there we go. He's of course a legendary Afro jazz pianist. He is a musician, and he's also a videographer. This morning we're glad to welcome Woyega Adelaja into the studio. Thank you for being here on the program this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right. Yeah. On the other side there, I'm sure you see him, he's our friend in the house. And of course, you see him adorning his agbada this morning. So if they pay Babanga and Nyagba, you will see him dance in the studio this morning. Otumba Muyiwa Ogunlaja, thank you for being here this morning. We do know that, you are also a man of many parts. And my producer this morning has said you are a retro music enthusiast. Hey, okay, let's go there this morning. And of course, we have the Gen Z in the studio this morning. We started with them last week. Yeah. So we have another one represented in the studio this morning. Paul Iremide is a content creator and a brand influencer. Paul, good morning. Thank you for being here on the program today. Right, like I said, we'll be taking a look at music, what it means. Let me start with Mr. Boyega here, because again, he does music, and I know that over the years, of course, you've listened to music, you've seen music being made, you've listened to various artists, and perhaps you would also be able to bridge the gap between what music was then and what music is at the moment. But let me start this way. Judging from the fact that you are a musician yourself, and most likely you will be a lover of music, what is music? What does music really represent?
Music is a form of art that allows you to, put in lyrics and to express your inner feelings. And it's been like that for so many decades, for so many years. I mean, even in the Bible, you heard about
David.
The musician and all that music being played during the time of David. David himself was a musician.
Right.
And he used the music to praise the Lord and all that. So music is the food of love, like they say, if music be the food of love, play on. And not too many people can play music. It's a gift. Okay. That is just like the artist that paints, the visual artist that paints on the canvas. Music is also a way of expression, and that and it's only human beings that can make music. Right. Maybe some other animals like birds,
right?
And but the kind of music that we listen to, human beings, is made by human beings, and they play instruments. You can write lyrics to express your different feelings. about love, about society, about everything. So that is what music represents.
Okay.
Without music, the world will,
It
the
will be
world
a dull place.
miserable. Very
Absolutely.
miserable.
Adebimpe?
I want to ask you, Remide, here, from what he has said, what does music also mean to you? Do you totally agree with him? Because your generation's music seems to, send a different kind of message. Do you agree with him, or let me just ask you, what does music mean to you?
Yes, I fundamentally agree as well. Because it's a way to express your inner thoughts, like what people can't see,
Even
like in your mind, like how your personality is,
even
how
Portable
cool you
is
are.
expressing.
Yes, I think so. I think there is a form of expression in that, right? Even though we might look at it in a certain way,
Okay.
I think there's a form of expression in that, because music comes from your experience, your background, how you see life generally. So even though we might look at it as that kind of way, it's still some sort of expression still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otumba, when we started the show, we said we have like 4 generations
Yeah.
here. So let's take it back to your own generation. How was music like while you were growing up?
Maybe I would like to correct an impression first. My gentleman there, my brother, who happened to be a peer musician, belong to the same generation as I do.
Okay.
Okay,
So we have three generations.
Thanks
You want to narrow it down
thanks
to
the dark
that
hair
side.
and those who sell dyes. Because I want them to I want them to remain in employment. So I have to keep on patronizing them. So let me correct that impression. Having said that, what I say is music now. I see it as it's that well coordinated orchestration of the musical gadgets to ensuring that lyrical items are brought out to bring out rhythm, to bring out lessons to be learned, to bring out what we call satisfaction, innermost satisfaction, and to equally keep the society on its toes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, what we have had with the Genesis now just to bring out innermost satisfaction, keep the society on its toe, but not to highlight the salient moral values that are meant to be learned from listening to this music.
Okay.
So anytime you go out, even your parents are not there, how you recollect, you can then say, I should not do this, I should not do that. Unfortunately, noise, rhythm have taken over music in terms of lessons to be learned. And what you now do is that what most people now have is what you have rhythm that can be used as exercise routine, so that can jog. If you want to go to the gym, you can do what you like and stretch it out. By the time you now finish that, you'll not be, what have you learned from that music? It will be what? And you'll just be wondering. So we still have them, but I want to say that, and as my brother actually is in the business, and my son here, we call him
Abi.
I have to say my son anyway, we call him that you have different genre of music. It depends on the one you are looking at. But one particular point, what is common to all is that there's a lesson to be learned.
Right.
Even when David was playing to King Paul or to King Saul, the use of the lyre was to convey a particular message that make you feel that, have I done very well? Haven't I committed sins? How do I now go to God and say, oh Lord, forgive me? It will bring out in you that innate thinking to make you now look at what I have done and say, wow, I've not done very well. Oh, I have offended God. Oh, and my quiet time, will God forgive me? That is the meaning. It's not
Okay.
that's not music.
Sometimes
And
you
I
do
think that
enjoy
is
the
the
big
Well, yeah. So I mean,
Are you enjoying it?
sometimes, yeah. So based
So
on what
that's- I said it helps a lot in exercising. I agree with that.
All right, let me take it from where Otumba stopped and where Adebimpe also interjected the fact that sometimes, of course, yes, we get carried away in the tune and we get also excited with the big baba because again, so Mr. Adelaja, let's take it from that angle.
Yeah.
Looking at the kind of music that was done back then
Yeah.
and where music is at the moment,
Yeah.
would we also say that it is necessary for generational change or generational shift And what, you know, if you were to pick out the holes or the differences from the kind of music, you know, that we enjoyed back then and what we have at the moment, what are some of the things that you will say are the negatives?
Well, you know, reflection of the society itself. Music is meant to inspire people in whichever way, you know, good inspiration, morals and all that. But because of the decadence in the society itself and what has caused this decadence, there's so much bad things going on. Not only in Nigeria, all over the world, you know, drugs, addiction and all that. And some of our artists, you know, we see them, the very rich ones. I don't want to mention names, you know, smoking on social media, champagne, brandy and all that. They are making their music. It's a reflection of the society. When I was growing up in the 60s, I'm 74 years old plus. When I was growing up, a teenager, we had musicians like Ebenezer Obey, Ike Dairo, Rex Lawson. Those were local musicians that we listened to. And of course, we also had musicians like the Beatles, Otis Redding. Those are from the United England.
Kingdom,
and there was always a message in music, positive message. And we all grew up with that. We learned a lesson. But nowadays, because when you go around, even the Lagos when I drive around Lagos today, it's not like the Lagos of yesterday.
Of yesteryear, right.
Yesteryears was cleaner in the 60s. You could move around in the night. You could walk from Bariga to Korodu Road, not looking over your shoulder. You can't do that today. So the music that is being played today is a reflection of the society. All this bumper to bumper music, bumper to bumper. The new one, what's his name now? Portable. Portable. Oh my God, Portable. I wish I could sit him down and talk to him one-on-one. All this
I mean, but some people like Portable. Some people also have they like what he's
What about the
saying.
lyrics? The lyrics. Why do we have so many Agberos on the streets of Lagos today? They are human beings. I love them as a father. But I don't love what they do. They are so disorganized. And those are the kind of people that listen to
that
Portable.
music.
Because
And you think that it also has an influence?
Yes, Portable should have lyrics to mobilize them, to be normal, to dress well, to take their bath and look good.
Okay.
Yes.
But okay, I don't think what you were going to say.
You cannot be, because I'm not trying to say, oh,
But that's just him.
That's just him.
And that's his
because
style.
when we're talking about values, even Fela too on stage used to smoke igbo, and you know, we still had a sane society. I just want to ask Iremide that now that music has evolved, that was why I think I asked you a question earlier that. Do you know this artist? Do you know this artist? Why is it that Gen Zs or you people don't connect with music of yesteryears?
I think times have definitely changed. The time that we're in now is very fast-paced. And while they were giving opinions, right? Yes, music is for different, like we have so much access now. We are in the world of access. Anybody that has some sort of gift to music can have access to whatever instrument they need to do and then put something out. There is access now and it's fast paced. What I would say is that it's not as though then there wasn't bad music. Right. I feel like
what is even bad music? I don't agree with this thing.
What is
bad?
Definition of bad music?
Is it the musician that makes the music bad, or what is coming out of his mouth? I mean, is it the song itself?
I think that wants to.
I don't see. My sister, let me just say something.
I'm your daughter.
Okay, you said that Fela was smoking.
Yeah.
Throughout his career, Fela created songs that inspired society.
True. Which is still relevant today.
So that is, as far as I'm concerned, that is good music. It was he was his genre. I mean, he was the creator of that kind of music.
Okay.
Sonny Ade sang about morals. Ebenezer Obey did the same thing. Ike Dairo, Rex Lawson, I mean, the moral standards were very high.
Were very
And
high
then-
So it
then,
wasn't
yes.
about their personality.
I'm talking
It was
about
about
personality.
music.
It was
Separate
about
the
music.
personality
Because Sonia
from
Day
the music.
also
It's
sang
not the
Bamuro
personality.
like
Actually, let me give it to my son here. He actually mentioned something that it's the time, the time that he have found himself, which is correct. I must tell you that if you do not know, whatever you do not know cannot be your standard.
Right.
Get it right.
Right.
Whatever you do not know can be your standard. They never knew that time, so they shouldn't choose that as their standard. But nothing stops us from calling them back, bringing them back
beautiful
home.
music.
That this is the essence of
Percussion
music.
itself.
It's to teach morals. When you listen to something like ètò ìgbéyàwó láyé bí ọba Olúwa ló fi lélẹ̀
Pẹ̀lú àṣẹ ni.
Most successful weddings that have that kind of song on that day remain so successful, unlike the one that you come in because you have not brought in that moral that should be there. In those good old days, we were told that sùúrù like in Benin called sùúrù ní bàbá wa. We are actually told that tóbìnrin bá dára tí kò lẹ́wà mi ò lè fi 1,000 fẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n tóbìnrin bá níwà tí kò wá rọjú rẹwà mo lè fi 1 million fẹ́, which means if I have a lady, a woman who is not all that beautiful but extremely well mannered, I can spend my own savings on her. Unlike having a lady that's so beautiful in Miss Nigeria who will get up and talk to your mother and say, hello mom, can I have a cup of water there? Mama, hello mom, cup of water there.
I still don't believe we should condemn today's music.
We need moral things. Moral
It
things.
has to do with morals. If they had listened to this kind of music when they are growing up, that will have molded them. They will have known what should be done. Like that kind of God has joined together now. If you have been listening to that, you will know that it's a crime against God to want to split when you have been joined together. But some take it as a lifestyle. People try to say that I have been to about 3 or 4 different marriages, and they say it is pride. Why should that be?
Okay, so where did we miss it now? Because I don't want us to, let's not look at this present generation.
No, at all.
This generation are looking up to the ones before them.
Yeah.
So let's take it up from when it was good.
Yeah.
And then good, dwindling, and then I don't want to say it's bad now. So, but at what point did we miss it? At what point did we begin to not pay attention to morals and values?
I know that. I know that.
Are you
see, I know because I'm a musician myself.
Okay,
Let me tell you quickly in 2 minutes at what point we started to lose it.
Yeah.
I will tell you once during the military era, one, and then secondly, I mean immediately after the Civil War. Then secondly, when the technology of recording music came to bear, when musicians can now start recording at home. So it made it so easy. I mean, that has to do with technology.
Okay. So the advent of technology was the second one.
Well, the second one.
So the first one was
the military regime,
era,
because there was so much
clamp down on.
Yes,
on
the examples, there was not much examples that the military could show us, and there was no moral standards. And of course, the third one is the law itself. The law. I mean, there are certain music in those days when we were growing up that you cannot play on air. Absolutely. They call them not to be broadcast.
Right.
NTB.
Yes. Yeah. You can't, like what Portable is playing today. In those days, you can't it can't be played on air.
I think yes, sir, you just said it, because in those days, once it is not on air, you can't hear it. But today, if it is not on air, you will listen to it
on the platform.
That's technology. That's the technology we're talking
about.
So no standards again, and there are no laws to guide as guidelines. I'm sorry.
Aside from that, I've kind of observed that individual lifestyles, you want to live up to the standard of your colleagues. In those good old days, musicians, their pride was that I released 6 records, long playing records, and people enjoy them, and they give me feedback that, we learned a lot from this. But now it is from the single you have released, how how many views have you had? It is the monetary, it is the return on investment that is key now. And nobody want to listen to you or stream your song or buy your LP if it is not playable, in quote. So people no longer listen to the sound. I wonder what Davido meant by money. Money will kill you. I mean, what is that?
Money will kill you.
No, what's that song? You know it.
Which of the songs?
There's this song. Okay, let me see.
30
billion.
30 billion.
Money follow you. Money
Money
you.
follow you.
Follow you.
Are you done talking?
Are you done talking?
Are you done talking?
You find that you don't think that.
Or like this boy, this pata boy, you say one corner, one corner, one corner. What kind of music is that? Or what is
It's hot now. It's hot.
What is hot?
The music is hot.
What is Feli in that?
I'm going to agree with Remy J here.
So you see that?
And him, and my
With the time.
over there, who said look, music is a form of expression.
Expression
People,
within
they are different people,
expression
and they
that
express
can bring
themselves
up, that
differently.
can bring up morals in the young ones we are training.
Yeah.
Mind you, our future depends on these people.
Yeah.
They are going to become presidents. They are going to become governors. They are going to become ministers.
But let me ask you, Remy D, so that it doesn't look like you're left in this conversation. No. So the kind of music that your generation also, they love so much, they listen to so much. What do you have to say about, the kind of influence that the songs also have on your generation? Because here we are, we've heard that the songs of yesteryears, their lyrics, they had messages, they had some kind of thing that you could take away if you listen to those kind of music. But would you say that today, like you would always use in that balance in the Gen Z balance that, you have to, your music have to ginger. It has to ginger your generation. So how would you describe the kind of influence those songs or those music have on your generation?
I think now, like I said earlier, there's so much access, and we have this thing called, like she mentioned earlier, that there are people that actually listen to, what's the name again?
Portable.
I don't listen, Portable, right? And now there's different audience for different kinds of music, right? And that's what this time has brought for us. There are certain people that would definitely, that are Gen Zs that would definitely disagree on, oh, I don't listen to Possible, I don't want to listen to him, based on your morals and stuff, right? I think it's a dicey period, but it's also an important one because we've also brought out good music from, it was during this period that we had global recognition with Afrobeat, right? And with the influence, I think it's a personal thing because I don't listen to songs that don't, I don't necessarily go for morals, right?
Okay.
I think at the time, not necessarily.
Okay. What would you go for?
Just
the sound,
groove,
yes, sound,
sound.
yes.
Okay.
The way the person, the way the melodies go, the way the rhythm goes, right? The beats, the way it makes me feel. If it can make me relax, if it can inspire me, right? So I think in terms of influence and how the music now is, I think it's very individual because we are in a very fast-paced generation, right? Anybody, I can wake up and, because we're in the age of AI now, I can wake up, put a prompt on ChatGPT or any AI that works for music and produce music, literally. So I think it is very important that our morals and how music influences us is very personal. So maybe if this kind of people that produce like horrible music or bad music that's not great for morals, we can, if you don't stream their music, they would be out of market, literally. So I think that it's a very personal thing in terms of influence.
Can I also ask that, when the days of social media, everybody wants to form celebrity, everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to be known as someone. So would you say that fame has overtaken the excellence of producing good music?
Yes, absolutely. Because now we would have situations where people are producing music for a 15-second TikTok trend,
just to get
just to get
famous.
it
Noticed,
going,
right.
right? So
It's a
most
trend.
music that come out now, they trend for 2 weeks and then we don't remember them anymore. That's the difference between music
Music of
then and
yesteryears
now.
and now.
We've sort of sacrificed, what's the word? We've sacrificed intentionality for virality.
For immediate gratification.
Yes, for immediate gratification. So,
It's dicey, huh?
It's dicey.
That's so stuck.
No, my dear, you are right. It's dicey. It's dicey. And as I said earlier on, I cannot judge you because you do not know what was in the past.
Yeah.
So I will not be expecting you to use that as your standard. It is what you are in that will be your standard, which is correct. But what you are saying is that you should endeavor to bring into that music what to make those who are younger than you come up as good citizens. I must tell you the truth. Present music has done a lot of damage to the psyche, national psyche of many of the younger ones. To the extent some of them don't even want to know anything about Nigeria. They don't want to see anything Nigeria, which is bad. In those good old days, we are told that we are made to realize that whatever comes from your country is what's the best, and it's still the best. In some good old days, if you are not in Ankara or in
Adire,
you are not in Nigeria. So they said that our president then was always in Ankara, Adire. But now, still this Gen Z, you be in Ankara, Adire, the sense of who are you? But go and put on one dirty looking ragged jeans with one mean looking top and then do what is called
Sagging.
You are in it.
We are wearing Ankara
So
pants
that's
now.
what we are saying. So
Yeah.
let music let it be opium. Not necessarily opium for the poor. Let it be opium for good behavior. So this is when you listen, you can have that moral values that yes, I must be like this. I want to be someone who can be respected. I want to know that I want to have fear of God in me. I want to respect my parents. I want to know this country is the country I have. I must contribute towards the country. Look at the joint music made by those musicians then. Nigeria and Imatoro. Let us all come together. How many Gen Zs will ever think like that? The Nigeria you said to me,
We're still being Nigeria.
Oh my God.
Let it message. Let it go. Let it come down.
I feel like music might not be the tool for our morals influencing us, right? I think at the time, music was a way to influence morals.
Yes.
I think now we kind of need to figure out what is going to influence our morals. It can be music. It definitely can be music.
It can be money.
Yes,
Yeah. Because
Number of streams that you have.
it definitely can be
I know
music.
you want to respond to that, but in your response to that would also be the fact that based on what Iremide said, that he doesn't think that music is in that genre of what can
for
actually
them.
inspire this generation. And knowing full well that music was a unifier. It's always been a
still a
unifier, even
unifier.
now. What can artists of this generation learn? Because again, it doesn't look like longevity is part of what they see. From what he said, you just want to create a 1 minute
Make your
TikTok
money.
music, and it doesn't have to have lyrics. It can just be instrumentals, and then you're gone with it. And so, where do we start from? Because if they cannot even learn from the past, then where do we start from?
my dear sister, so much money is involved. Look at, and I'm happy for that because, like he said, our Gen Z musicians now, they are bringing a lot of global attention to Nigeria. You know, Rima, baby, calm down, calm down. Fantastic music, seen so many millions of streams. But what are they Gen Z doing with all that money that they are making? You buy Lamborghini, smoke cigar, this. Why can't they build music schools or build schools or hospitals or things like that?
They'll see that as the responsibility
like
of
Sadio
government.
Mane, who is a footballer from Senegal. He came from a village. He made so much money from football, and he
going
spent
back
that
into that
money
community.
back to. He's living well. He lives well. He still lives well. Personally, he doesn't use expensive watches like his colleagues, but he lives well. He eats well. But he spends more of that money to develop the community that he came. So some of our all of our very
Well-to-do
rich, wealthy
musicians,
Gen Z
yeah.
musicians, they should start looking back inward. And please, they let them advise Portable to start composing music for all those Agberos that follow him, for them to take a bath at least once. And dress and dress well. Yes.
Because you think that at least it has an influence
On them,
right?
They
So
should
you
should
should
be able to
that
carry them up
properly.
Yes, not to be putting all the gold chains on the neck. That is not what is all that.
Yeah. Okay, Joy. Joy, over to you.
So yes, I hear what we are all saying here, and I want to ask so that we judge fairly. Yes, the old music had moral values. And
Not all.
Not all, okay,
Yes.
but most
More.
of them.
Not all, though, because I can sing some now.
That, yeah, of course, yes, there's good and bad. But aside from, I really like that. I guess over there commended the new generation kind of music because of the global recognition that you're having. I remember, was it the World Cup? During the World Cup, they played Baby Calm Down, and the DJ paused and everybody was singing the song. And I was like, oh, wow. Well, I'm not a fan of, but that was good to feel because I'm a Nigerian. But can we also look at some of the good parts that the new generation music has played?
Yeah. There is no disputing the fact that, number one, let me put it this way. There is nothing that has disadvantages that does not have advantage, at least an advantage. As bad as Portable is, he has an advantage. So there is no.
He's well known.
He's
popular.
He has
Very
got to
popular.
the front line areas, Ota area. Those areas are now known by people. But for him, nobody will have known about those areas. That's the contribution. So the point is that, as my musician brother there said, let music producers, especially these on-stream producers, let them use the clips that will teach morals. You don't necessarily that you are using a lady almost naked, taking champagne, not even from the glass, direct to show how capable you are. You are telling those coming behind that
Is
well,
okay.
to just take it
It's
that
okay
way.
to do that.
And you can finish it and you show that you are a macho man. And I have heard many stories about people who have done that in the past, who after putting the bottle down, they call it lay their life down. They died immediately. Then they let those using ladies as what do you call them?
Vixens.
As
Video
video
vixen.
vixen. That you don't necessarily have to be naked to do video vixen.
Right.
You can be well dressed and do it. But you will not see any of your colleagues use such girls dressed. And mind you, I will not blame them. When you see such girls, you just skip. But we now see them almost everything down, especially with the latest in town now. Even women who are about 60-70, whose these things have actually flagged, they become slippers. When they go to parties, see them well packed. Even an elderly person like me, we at times be tempted. I say, what is
I hope you will get to me safely this morning.
You know me now. I'm just explaining you. I don't know you see what I mean by that?
Right.
So these are issues. So let us look at this when you are producing and let your colleagues collect you. I must say that you people have contributed a lot to the national economy, but people should not forget to give back. There should be return on investment. Nigeria has invested in you. How many people in your own area have you invested in? How many public schools have you built? How many hospitals have you done? How many music oriented children have you brought together to see? I saw one particular program about Playboy on the trumpet. It was a competition. This girl, this BBN girl, was one of the judges. This dancer, this fair complexion tall girl.
Decorous.
Was one, decorous. I saw the boy on flute. That kind of a boy. What stops you from bringing the boy? Say, you come and go to music school. You must learn. You must do this. He has not attained the pinnacle. He could still be. And what's stop from bringing such boys together? Not necessarily those who do. As my brother said, I don't want to mention his name again. I don't want to be like that. You not mention as the name of that name. So let that be. Then you will not say that even if you cannot infuse morals into your sound, do it to the activities.
Okay,
I have a question for
Sorry,
Mr. Adelaja.
before you come to him, let me just quickly come to Iremide. Do you get worried sometimes when you see children, teenagers, the way they dance, the way they twerk, let me use that language, yes, the way they, their mannerism, Are you sometimes? Do you get angry? Let me use my.
Where are they doing the twerking first?
It could be a birthday party.
It's the fault of the parents.
But then, so
fault of the parents.
it is the song
that they can twerk
until they see the screaming.
Yeah. So Iremide, how do you feel sometimes when you see these things? Do you get worried? Do you get bothered, or is it okay? Do you think that okay? Well, it's part of the time. It's our generation.
I think the subject of twerking is not a new phenomenon.
I'm talking about children now.
Yes,
we're talking about children.
I think, of course, children shouldn't be influenced wrongly, right? I absolutely think that children shouldn't be influenced wrongly, and. I think it's just because there's so much access, right? The internet and social media plays a very huge role in the way music is circulated in our time. I spoke about how people literally produce music now for a 15-minute TikTok challenge, right? So it is worrisome, and there's definitely work to be done. I want to speak on giving back. I think most of our artists now, especially the new artists, are definitely doing great work. There was Tiwa Savage doing scholarship for certain people to go and study in a very big music institute abroad, right? So I think we just need to employ more. Yes. But in terms of being worried, absolutely, because children shouldn't be like at the brunt of the influence.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, my question for Mr. Dilaja. We've all been talking about this artist, past and present. We've talked about us as the consumers of all this music. What is the role of government aside NTBBO? Okay, what is the role of government, in supporting the creative industry without interfering with creative expressions?
Yes, the government should set up agencies like in England, internationally. You have the RIAA, private sector and government. That controls, that regulates the music industry. Just like you have NCAA that regulates aviation. You have Nigerian Society of Engineers that regulates, make sure that the right things are being done. Honestly, that is it. And then we should also have that. We started PMAN, Performing Musician Association, in 1982. I was the first secretary of PMAN. And we went to visit President Shagari. I remember very well. Bobby Benson, Dan Mariah George, Leto Onyeka, when about 18 of us. And out of the 18 top musicians that went to visit Shagari, only 4 of us are left. Everybody in that picture, in that team, is gone. It's dead. But it was part of the demands that we took to President Shagari as musicians, that they should set up. Only I can't lay my hands on what we presented to the president. Okay. They should set up institutions that will help musicians to grow, that will regulate wages and all that. In England, if you're a session man, and you play in a band or you play in a pub, there is a minimum salary that you can. They should just organize the profession of music, just like the profession of architecture, engineering, medicine, and all that is regulated. And yes, that is what the government can do. And the government has a way to draw musicians together. When Fela was singing against federal government, international, all this. They found a way to ask him to, but they couldn't stop him, because that was what he felt he wanted to use his music to do. So our musicians too should do the same. And government, being the overall teacher, the government is the regulator. They should find a way of embracing musicians too, and at least those associations.
Right. Okay, of course, because when we started the program, we started with by late Sikiru Ayinde Barrister. We also did a bit of Fela, and so it felt like we were being biased and staying with that generation. So let's take a break and see if we can stumble on some new generation music, especially for a lot of our young viewers this morning. So we'll be back after this break. I'm sure that you connected with just one of those many sounds that we brought you this morning, from Kiss Daniel to Adekunle Fuji to who again? Who did we show again?
Crayon
Boy Spice. Boy Spice.
and Boy Spice.
And Voice Spice. Okay. I'm sure you'll have connected with any of those music from, of course, this generation. And like we say, no matter what it is, sound will always connect. We always find its level, no matter the generation.
Sure, yeah.
Good sound will always connect with you wherever you are. Even in the studio this morning, even, Otumba, some he was connecting. Sadelaja, some he was saying, okay, so again, it is subjective. What you
Our
like.
DJ is playing portable.
No, this is not possible. This is
Olamide.
this is Olamide.
Just be careful. It is a morning show, and NBC is watching. Whatever you do, the NBC will come and hold you playing that song. Any lyrics that, of course, is not to be broadcast in the morning, please let's refrain from doing that. We know that a lot of people will resonate with Portable as their kind of musician. It's fine. It is their personal choice. Of course, that's what he's doing. That's what he loves to do. So let's leave it at that. Of course, we still have our guests in the studio this morning. Let's begin to coast home with our conversation this morning. We've identified the facts that, yes, there are many generations when it comes to music. Pick the one that works for you. But for you, because that is also what you do, it's your forte, you love music, and I'm sure that posterity will always remind you of the kind of music.
So, blood, blood pain and this. Nobody should not know the meaning of what I not get enemy. All this hair. So that allows it. And for young ones to know the meaning of good music, listen to that one and see that in those days when you have that kind of song, the way you dance, it's not blah, blah, blah.
I knew that this Agbada was going to work.
With prestige.
With prestige. You see? That's it.
I wish I could get them.
So
They have
it's not
pinned- they have pinned you down.
No,
And
no.
join him in doing the dance.
That's enough music. You enjoy it. And even your children want to say, Daddy, what was that step? Come on, put me to that step. And it shows that you are real blood.
I'm sure Remide is wondering, what's wrong with this?
What are they talking? What kind of music is that?
That particular music, have you heard of that tune? Have you heard it before?
You definitely did.
You have.
But
You have. Does it resonate somehow?
no.
Will resonate anyway.
Like, is it something that you think you can even sit through to listen to?
Without having a
Not
stomach.
really.
Not really. Even if you were forced to. So that brings me to acceptability and being able to connect with some kind of genre of music, because of course young people like yourself, like you also said earlier, is tip top, something that will just make you. So when we're talking about bridging the gap, and then they've said there has to be a connect between the younger generation and the older generation. Do you see it as a way out, or more or less like, let us just do our thing the way we deem it fits?
I think I would speak for both, right?
Okay.
Because we've been able to do our thing. That has kind of brought us to where we are today, right? There wasn't any sort of pressure on how you should do certain things. Like I said earlier, I think music now is a form of artistic. We're expressing ourselves more artistically. At the time, there had to be patience. You had to know somebody. You had to have money to get studio time and all of that. I think there's a lot of work now to be done in that regard, where we can use music to connect ourselves. I think what we find now is different kinds of audiences. Okay, this is the type of music. There's EDM, electronic dance music, where it's just instruments playing the entire time. There's no lyric, and there's a type of demographic for that.
For that, yeah.
Like we also spoke about Portable, right? There's a demographic for that as well. So I think it's a generational thing where we are more independent. We've been forced, with the technology and the times, we've been forced to be more independent. And maybe the conversation is not trying to connect us, but how we can use what we have now to the best of our advantage.
But do you see your own generation coming together to have something like the P-Man, or continue with P-Man?
I think so because I think everybody that has made it in the current economy that we are would definitely not want to see what is the people that have brought them up, like, in the same level, right? So yes, I think absolutely we'll be very open to. It's just, I think that the pushback would be that there also has to be some sort of
I'm glad you said it, because I knew where I was going when I asked that question.
That's where the problem might be, right? We must also,
you don't like to be caged.
Yes, we like to express ourselves. So I think that would be the main thing to focus on, where there isn't pressure. We spoke about language, right? I think what we have kind of done in this period is we've used the classics in the past to influence us. There are artists like SARS that use, I don't remember the country they use, but their new song Back Outside, it's there's a, I don't remember the country particularly, but there's a classic from a particular country. There's also Ara Star. There's a song where she used the That's
from the Lijadu sisters.
Exactly. So we are very inspired by the classics, and that's what time has done. Like I was pointing earlier, it's not as though there wasn't bad music at the time. It's just time has kind of separated the classics from what we can, like, music that can stand the test of time. So that's
it.
Yeah.
Right, Otumba, I'm sure that you also have a closing remark on this conversation this morning. What would that be?
Well, is that I give kudos to our Gen Z generation for their ingenuity, for their readiness and willingness to be tutored. But they must bear in mind that mentoring is important. I have not seen any baby who, after being given birth, who would just rise and say, "Hey, I want to start working." No, but our Gen Zs want to do that. The way they know how to play the flute, how to manipulate systems, they want the rest is to release 1, 2, 3 minutes videos. That should not be the case. In those good days, we will go to Decca and do rehearsals. Many days when they go to the studio to produce. But as as my dear sister here just said, if that gentleman who has been so mentioned get to know what we have done today, tomorrow there will be a record on us. That is how fast production is now. As I saw, does not make sense. So I think you need to come together. You need to actually join established bodies like P-Man and equally be ready to give back to the society what you have gained from society. Then people will not see you, the Gen Zs, as being productive, as being appreciative, and I bet you already the sky is not your limit. Anymore. Only God knows where your limit will be. And that's our prayer. Keep on projecting Nigeria and project Nigeria in good light, so that those coming behind you will locally have in mind that this country is theirs, and our culture must be preserved.
Absolutely. I'm sure this conversation this morning has shown that music will continue to evolve, and we all must be intentional. And I don't think people say she has come with this intentionality. Yes, we all have to be intentional, talking about generations now, to ensure that in years to come, there will always be music that will be relevant and will stay relevant. Because again, the question will be, now we're here sitting, playing the likes of King Sunny Ade, playing the likes of Fela Nicola Pokuti. Would we be proud enough in years to come to fly back any of today's music? Will they remain evergreen? Will they always resonate? I think this is one thing that this generation needs to sit and look into. Gentlemen, thank you so much for finding time to be with us on the program today. Boyega Adelaja, legendary Afro jazz pianist, a musician and videographer. Thank you a lot for coming on the program today. Otumba Muiwa Ogunlaja, I'm glad your Agbada did a bit of work on the program this morning. Thank you so much for adding color to the show today. Paul Iremide, don't worry, we will not cage your generation. We know you want to fly. Keep flying, but fly right is the word this morning. Thank you so much again for coming on the program today. Paul is a content creator and a brand influencer. Can we just wrap up the show, ladies? I'm not sure we can take a break and come back.
Oh, okay.
Can we just go this morning so that, we can have a little bit of time to just say thank you so much for watching the conversation today and all week long. It's been a pleasure coming your way. And like we always say, you viewers are the most valuable on the chain. We thank you so much for watching the conversation this whole week. And remember, you can catch a repeat broadcast of all our shows this week on our YouTube channel and all our social media platforms. I am Abimbola Bello.
Interesting conversation we've had today in the studio. I am Joy Olu. Enjoy your weekend.
And I am Adebimpe Omotayo. Keep enjoying good music.
The views expressed on this program do not represent that of the producer, management of Lagos Television, or the Lagos State Government. They remain the perspectives of those expressing them. Thank you for staying with Lagos Television.